Kris Cotton is a part of this segment now. He's
crowbarred himself in.
Crowbarred his little Jimmy Williams moment. Or Paul Heath for Duff.
Yeah.
The producers come in and just take over.
Don't mess with these.
Oh, don't shake your head. What are you doing in early anyway?
Preparing your segments for Duff.
Hey, Goss, I said earlier on that I'm going to ask you a question and tell me why that I need to look into my psyche and what sort of person it makes me.
Go ahead.
Tell me why, like after last night's game, it was arguably people are saying arguably one of the greatest NBL games of all time.
Correct.
Whether it be NBL or whether it be footy or cricket or whatever. Tell me why I can't acknowledge a great game if my team loses. People say, that's one of the greatest games of all time. I say, no, it sucked.
I think it's a polite way of saying we'll take a positive out of. There was a goaltend that wasn't paid. It should have been 2 points to the Wildcats.
Fowler wasn't
Kris
there.
Golding spends more time on the floor, drives me completely insane. Ben Henshall was caught asleep at the wheel. Bryce Cotton missed a couple of valuable shots. I was so annoyed. So I agree with you.
So I'm not a sore loser.
You're not a sore loser.
Oh,
Spotting. You're just trying to find a holistic positive. I didn't say it was a great game either because the results stink.
I cannot acknowledge anything.
I'm with you.
That was one of the greatest games of footy I've ever seen.
I'm with you.
Lost. Okay, good.
On the back of that, tell me why Ben Henshall has any chance at the NBA. For people who maybe don't pay as much attention to the NBL, who haven't seen every game, every minute, whereas you've watched a lot of the Wildcats, obviously calling most of their games this season, Goss. Why has he any chance of making it?
Can I tack on a question on top of that?
Of course
where would Ben Henshall sit in the NBL in top list of players? Top 10, top 20, top 50?
Top 25.
Top 25. How many players from the NBL get drafted a year? Maybe one? From the NBL to the NBA? Maybe one? So why would someone like Ben Henshall think he's capable or
he's not going to walk into the
draftable?
NBA, but what he will do, he will attach himself to an NBA franchise and play G League, similar to that of Luke Travers. Luke Travers has dominated in G League. It's all a learning process. It's a different style. It's refereed differently. He'll have a different role. Travers is racking up massive numbers in the States, and he will go into the NBA. And I didn't believe either. I didn't believe he would be ideal. Ben Henshall is a very good talent. And he's raw. He's untapped. He needs a confidence
Reality check?
correct, but that's probably his brashness and confidence. Probably is a part of his process of which he's got great talent. His game here in Perth, game 2, was as good a defensive game as you'll ever see
For a half.
And I thought he was okay last night. I don't think he was the world's worst. Kris Golding is unguardable at times, and that's not just Kris Golding. That's his teammates doing a job to allow him to put up those shots. So, again, Ben Henshall, is he good enough to play NBA? Not right now. Can he play NBA? Yeah, I do think he can. Tell me.
Still too raw for me. I'm saying no, he can't.
Tell me why the Western Bulldogs will embrace Jamari Ugle-Hagan again.
Because that's what footy clubs do when someone's battling, and we don't know, and I think it's right that we don't know why he's battling and what the issues are and how he's behaving. Ox suggested yesterday some lifestyle choices.
There's an article in the Herald Sun today. It's damning.
I haven't read it yet,
Damning.
but I will. That's what footy clubs do, mate. That's what sporting clubs do. If someone's in trouble, if someone's done the wrong thing, we give them another chance. You get around them. It's just, you know what, it's not a scientific answer. It's just what sporting teams do.
We don't in workplaces.
No.
In a lot of workplaces.
No.
If your behaviours and your work patterns are not up to standard, you're held accountable, and if you don't achieve, you're out the door. Why do they, in football clubs, embrace, he's not the only one, why do they embrace and give second and third chances to players?
Well, you know what, on a cynical side too, a lot of the second chances go to most players.
If he was a bum, they
third and
wouldn't be.
fourth chances go to really, really good players.
That's my point. Thank you very much.
Really, really good players. But as a rule, I love it. That's just what we do.
Any more tell me whys, lads?
Yeah, I'll go on. Tell me why Bryce will stay in Perth
Because
next
he
season.
loves it here. He's settled here. He commands the attention of the universe here. Bryce is a super player. That one pass last night at the end where he could have jacked up another 3-point to be the hero. Jesse hits down the three. We go into the last stage. Of course, they didn't get the result they wanted. He I don't know. Lifestyle is
So he can obviously go and get a lot of money. So what do you reckon Bryce sits around about now? About 800 a year?
What he would be getting?
How much he gets paid?
In my opinion, he's probably on 1.2.
Oh, do you think?
There's no salary cap in the NBL.
Okay.
So soft cap, the more you pay, the more tax you pay. They're going to have
How much will he command overseas, whether it's Europe or whether it's Asia?
It'll be Asia, 1.5. He won't go to Europe.
So another 300 grand to move everyone. Does that change you? If you're on 1.2, does that another 300 change your life extraordinarily?
It could make a difference. I wouldn't sneeze at 300,000 extra.
I wouldn't sneeze at 300,000.
I wouldn't sneeze at $30.
But so do you think he stays? Everyone else who's texting today has got him out the door. Last night during the call, is this the last time we ever see Bryce Cotton in the NBL? Tell me what. Do you think he stays?
If it's a yes or no answer, my answer is no. If it's a yes or no answer with a caveat, I think Mark Arena will do his best to match whatever is thrown at him. Mark Arena will make it work.
Well, we need to.
Quickly, why would the AFL keep opening round? Why is opening round still a thing? Especially after the debacle of the last couple of days.
Yeah.
We're going to miss a couple of games this weekend. I hate opening round. Why are we keeping opening round?
Well, I think the debacle over the last couple of days is once in a 20-year, 30-year.
That's almost as an aside, right? I just mean the opening round in general.
If it was, I agree. I don't think they will. I think, and I was listening to Eddie last night talking about, or might have been the night before, talking about a round one where it could be an absolute blockbuster. And I think it should be. I think every team should be in there. I think it creates more anomalies in the fixtures. It gives teams advantages and disadvantages others. I think they should absolutely. I don't think they will keep opening round.
Doesn't excite me.
No,
I'm not excited about.
I hate bye rounds, and I hate.
I'm not excited about these two first games.
No.
I'm just not excited about them, and I know it's the northern states, and they're trying to ingrain themselves in, but they're jumping around what the NRL are doing because Push Ahead Pete is so proactive that they go, we're going to react to it. Just,
very reactive.
Just stay in your lane, stay powerful.
Let the product do the selling because it is
really
the best game in the world.
Really good. You should get into marketing. Go again.
Let the product do the selling for you. I could dress it up a bit.
Hey, what's this confidence the second time around?
I wanted to change it. I wanted to spitball some ideas and how we make that a bit snappier.
And now I'm just like,
let the product do the talking.
Just quickly, morning lads. I'm not usually a fan of on this day, but I'm actually enjoying the new format with a sports focus. Cheers from 312 Luke from Goss.
Oh, okay, look.
Simo from Peppermint Grove.